Imagine stepping onto the most luxurious ship ever built, a ship so advanced, so massive, that people called it unsinkable. Now imagine that just 4 days later, you're standing on its freezing deck in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, watching it disappear beneath the water. More than 1,500 people would never make it home. This is the story of the Titanic, and how one of the greatest engineering achievements in history became one of the deadliest maritime disasters the world has ever seen. In the early 1900s, competition between ocean liners was fierce. Companies were racing to build bigger ships, faster ships, and more luxurious ships than ever before. Then came Titanic. When construction began, it wasn't just another passenger ship. It was a symbol of human progress. At nearly 900 feet long, Titanic was unlike anything most people had ever seen. Inside were grand staircases, elegant dining rooms, luxurious suites, and comforts that many hotels couldn't match. To millions of people around the world, Titanic represented the future, and because of its advanced design, many people believed it was practically impossible to sink. That belief would soon be tested. On April 10, 1912, Titanic left Southampton, England. More than 2,200 passengers and crew were on board. Some were wealthy businessmen and celebrities. Others were immigrants traveling to America, hoping to start a new life. For the first few days, everything seemed perfect. Passengers enjoyed fine dining, music, and breathtaking views of the ocean. No one could have imagined what was waiting ahead. But as the ship moved westward across the Atlantic, warnings began arriving from other vessels. Several ships reported dangerous ice fields directly in Titanic's path. The messages were received, yet the journey continued. The evening of April 14th was calm. The sea was unusually smooth. The sky was clear. Just before midnight, lookouts spotted something directly ahead. An iceberg. The warning was immediate. The crew reacted quickly, but Titanic was moving too fast. There wasn't enough time. The iceberg scraped along the side of the ship. At first, many passengers barely noticed. Some didn't even realize there had been a collision. But below the surface, disaster had already begun. Water was rushing into multiple compartments. The ship's designers had never expected this level of damage. Within minutes, it became clear: Titanic was going to sink. As crew members assessed the situation, a terrible truth emerged. There weren't enough lifeboats for everyone. At first, many passengers refused to get into them. The ship looked perfectly safe. Why leave a giant ship for a small wooden boat? But as the bow slowly dipped into the freezing Atlantic, reality became impossible to ignore. Families were separated. Mothers held their children tightly. People searched desperately for loved ones. The atmosphere shifted from confusion to fear, then from fear to panic. As the hours passed, Titanic continued sinking. The angle of the deck grew steeper. Passengers struggled to keep their footing. Crew members worked desperately to launch every remaining lifeboat. Distress signals were sent into the night. Help was coming, but it was too far away. Just after 2 a.m., the ship's final moments arrived. Titanic broke apart, then slowly disappeared beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. The unsinkable ship was gone. More than 1,500 people lost their lives that night. The freezing water made survival almost impossible. Only about 700 people were rescued. The disaster shocked the entire world. New maritime safety laws were introduced. Lifeboat requirements changed forever. And the tragedy became a reminder of something humanity still struggles with today. Sometimes our greatest confidence can become our greatest weakness. More than a century later, Titanic still rests on the ocean floor. But the story isn't really about a ship. It's about ambition, confidence, hope, and the thousands of ordinary people whose lives changed forever on one cold night in April 1912. And that's why the world still remembers Titanic today.